much Clark called me up saying, you know, like this John guy needs to go. He's been trying to plan it, you know, around next tsunami because I guess you wanted to take care of him or some shit. But the guy doesn't come around next tsunami. He's been trying to get him around, tell him we got something to do. You know, we need to take care of this guy. You know, it's getting a little too long and it needs to be done. So told him, I was like, all right, went to go gather around the boys, had a little meeting at the slaughterhouse and gathered everybody around. Started talking about, you know, respect, loyalty to the crew, you know, respecting the hierarchy, respecting your captains, not talking back, not being a dumb, not spreading any, you know, meaningless, nonsense drama, no high school shit. And then I worded it like, you know, somebody in this room has been doing a lot of that, and I think you know who you are. And I was like, hey, you know, why don't you step forward? Nobody stepped forward. So I look at John and tell John, I'm like, hey, John, you know who it is? He's like, no, I have no idea. So I tell him to step forward. He starts, you know, he's yapping away. It was, oh, what did I do wrong? You know what I mean? I didn't do anything, you know, blah, 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 right? So I just tell him to shut the fuck up. Start talking a little bit, hear out what he has to say. And, yeah, I mean, explained a couple situations to him. He said he didn't know anything about it. And, you know, then we started talking about the Marty situation. I disrespected Marty. Then he didn't know anything about it. And nobody told him that he did wrong. But I was like, nobody should have to tell you you did wrong. You just know, you know? And pretty much from there, he's just, you know, pretty much like oblivious to everything, Pikachu face. Until one of the other crew members steps up and is like, nah, I remember this, you know, situation with him and Marty. I was there. And then he's like, oh, now I remember. The motherfucker remembers after somebody else brings it up. So I'm like, all right, enough said. This is, you know, it's kind of done. I tell him, look, you're not even bought into this crew. To me, there's 1,000 people who come to the city a day. Why the fuck am I going to waste my time on you trying to fix you or whatever the fuck when I can go, you know, find a motherfucker that works harder than you, you know, respects better, you know what I mean? Like all this shit. And then pretty much told him, you know, this is it. You're done. And then Coco pulled out the gun, shot him in the head, and then Donnie took him out in the ocean. And then we stripped him down, removed him off all the properties and shit. So yeah, he's a goner. He's dead.
Okay. How did the rest of the crew take it?
I mean, they took it pretty well. I mean, nobody had any problems, of course. I mean, nobody would have a problem. But everybody was pretty much, you know, it was an example that was set. You know, I mean, if you fuck around, what's going to happen? At the end, his last words were, this is over some petty shit, but okay.
Proves that point?
Yeah, see, I mean, that's proving that point right there, right?
Exactly, brother. Exactly.
So
there's no reason to, like, keep around a fucking guy when we go find a new guy who works fucking harder, you know what I mean? Give somebody else a spot.
It's not even that. It's like the red flags were the guy's mouthy, you know, he doesn't respect authority. So it's interesting to see that he validates that, you know, before his final breath.
Yeah.
Why did Coco do it?
I guess Coco was close to him. He asked Clark if he could do it. So yeah, pulled out the gun and
how close
Coco
we talking,
cried up a little bit. I mean, not super close. I mean, you know.
Is that why Coco sounded so fucking depressed when I spoke to him earlier?
Yeah, probably.
Fuck. Guys, listen, we are trimming a lot of fat, and a lot of people are starting to feel a lot of ways about it. We gotta be aware of that.
Yeah. I mean, Coco wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, I don't think he can. I don't think anything's gonna happen.